Lots of bullishness this week in Bitcoin, and it continues today. We got an announcement from Proton, who is the software company behind Proton Mail, Proton VPN, Proton Drive, and a few other privacy and security related products, is going to be diving into the Bitcoin space and offering a Bitcoin wallet. Welcome back, everyone. It's a very action-packed week. Lots of spice, but also lots of good news. Anyways, guys, Proton Wallet. They announced today in a tweet that they're launching Proton Wallet. That's right, an open source E2E, encryption to encryption, I guess, and self-custodial Bitcoin wallet. Okay, sounds good with features like Bitcoin via email. I don't know if I like that, but anyways, we hope to be a safer and easier way for Bitcoin newcomers to get started. And I really appreciate that. Their interface, unfortunately, does look a little bit like Ledger Live. And for the people who are possibly stung by Ledger, this may be off-putting to you. But I think in the grand scheme of things, this is I think it's a good step for Bitcoin. And I mean, is it the next logical move for Proton to do this? Probably not, but they are a more mainstream name. And as a result, I think in terms of optics, right, and perception, it's going to bring more people to pay attention to Bitcoin. But also more importantly, it's going to make it seem much easier to get into, because I do think that is one of the barriers to entry. And again, I'm not saying like, oh, it's, if you're not technical enough, you're not going to figure it out. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that humans are lazy. I always say this, right? Humans are lazy, and we love to have the Swiss Army knife of things, right? Like, take a look at our cell phones. Like, sure, our phones were great, back in the 90s, but all we could do was, talk. And then all of a sudden we could talk and text. And now all of a sudden we can do thousands of different things directly from our smartphone. So the evolution, right, of the Bitcoin wallet into a much more mainstream type of product, I think is only natural. And of course, the less shift a person feels when they're using a product, the more likely they are to use that product. Because again, if you're going to sit there and create a bunch of obstacles for somebody to use something, you're going to get a much smaller audience. Now, the other thing that I thought was funny was that immediately people in the comments, right, started to allude to the fact that Proton may start to support shitcoins. Okay, and it was pretty funny because Proton Wallet actually responded back and said, "We're not interested in shitcoins." So, look, as much as I don't, I'm not a cheerleader or a simp for a lot of the, if not all the Bitcoin companies and products, but I do appreciate I appreciate their hard stance against shitcoins. Let's see if they can actually keep that stance, though, because we have seen many people, many corporations come into this space, and they're all touting Bitcoin only at the beginning, right? Until they realize how much work they have to do in order to provide value in the space, in order to actually start to see a return from customers. So a lot of times that road, that altruistic, seemingly altruistic road in Bitcoin takes a turn, right? And they end up forking. And they end up forking towards the VCs. They end up forking towards the shitcoins in order not to exclude themselves from those economies, right? And of course, the framing is always, we need to do the right thing for our shareholders. We need to do the right things, for the board of directors. So we can't say no to this good money, and that's the framing, right? So if you decide to maintain your integrity, then you're a loser. But if you just give into it and just take anybody's money, then hey, it's all good. You're doing what you must for the business to survive. But yeah. Anyways, look, I am applauding Proton. I do think that this is a step in the right direction. Let's see how it plays out. I wouldn't put too many hopes on them staying Bitcoin only, but like I said, I appreciate their current rhetoric. Anyways, guys, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Lots of bullishness, lots of craziness this week, and you can only expect this is only. I'm recording this on Wednesday. You guys are going to see this on Thursday. I'm pretty sure that by the time you see this, there'll be a whole new circus that will have taken place. Anyways, I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow. Take it easy.